Hey there everyone, my name is Natalie Bowman. My pitch idea is Fawns. What if when a person is in love, flowers bloom around them? This is a romantic fantasy drama which follows the story of Amber, a fawn who is a socially anxious artist and has flowers blooming around her antlers whenever she's near her crush Freya. Embarrassed, she tries to hide the blooming flowers, however she cannot avoid Freya forever, especially when they have daily balcony hangouts to create art together. Will she manage to keep the flowers at bay? Stay tuned to find out. Okay, time for the details. So with the flowers, I really want them to bloom and become more alive and rapidly grow whenever Amber's near Freya, especially when she feels a swell of emotion for whatever Freya's done. And they're going to bloom around her antlers. Each flower will be chosen based on the flower language to create subtle meanings and to create depth for these flowers, not just to be there for prettiness. The genre, like I've said, is romance fantasy drama. With the animation style, I really want it to be 2D, 3D hybrid because these characters are artists and I want to represent that with this animation style. The demographic, I do want it to be general, so we're not setting off anyone's anxieties or anything like that with this kind of topic. Wholesome, fluffy, feel good. The length, I believe we can tell the story between 2 to 3 minutes 30. Any longer, feasibility will drop. So some of the major points of inspiration for this concept is In a Heartbeat 2017, a beautiful short film. If you haven't seen it, check it out. LGBTQ friendly. Another aspect of inspiration for this was Bambi lesbians, historical term for asexual lesbians. Check it out in the Allison Almanac, published in 1989. This is a main point for why I'm choosing fawns as the race/species instead of using humans. Furthermore, the flower concept is inspired by the Hanahaki disease, which is a fictional disease where a victim of what they think is unrequited love coughs up flower petals that are growing in their lungs, and they do asphyxiate. We don't want to go that dark, okay? So hence the flowers are coming from the anthers. Time for the pretty things. So style inspirations. I love Loish or Van Baal, whichever you know her by. I love her style. I really want to try and animate that style. So hence the 2D, 3D. I also have an example here of a few other painterly styles and more flat shading, which is what I'm wanting to go for. I do also have a fawn model example here, but done by Emma Johnson in 2021, just for modelers to have a look at. Here we have the outline. So this story, we start with Amber checking to make sure none of the flowers around her antlers are obvious and are properly hidden before joining Freya for their daily sketch meetups on the balconies. Amber, focusing on sketching Freya, doesn't notice when Freya begins to watch her sketch. So when Amber looks up, their lock eyes, and embarrassment makes Amber panic and sends her drawing pen flying. Both girls reach to grab it, ending up with their faces too close together, and they flush red. I want big expressions for this, very flustered, very panicked, flower poofs and stuff like that, very adorable. So having them both scramble backwards with more flowers blooming around Amber's antlers, which she hurriedly has to hide with some unseasonal attire. Freya, picking the pen that was knocked onto her balcony, hands the drawing pen back to Amber after she's finished hiding the flowers. Briefly frowning, dismissing the attire, they go back to drawing together and shyly show each other their artworks they've been working on. But more flowers continue to bloom for Amber, removing her way of hiding the flowers. Amber, flustered and unable to keep hiding the flowers, runs away into her apartment. Freya is confused as to why Amber has left, but waits for her to return. As time passes, Freya tries sending paper planes at Amber's balcony to get her attention and texting her to ask where she's gone and why she has left. Amber closes the blinds and continues to hide in response, fearing being seen. Disappointed, Freya continues to wait. When a few papers flutter away, a petal is revealed, despite no blooming flowers nearby. Freya realizes where the flower has to have come from and gets excited and looks up the meaning. Happy to see her feelings return and understanding why Amber has disappeared with no notice, goes to knock on a door. Amber, hearing the knocks on the door, is startled and hesitant to open it. Freya manages to convince Amber to open the door, revealing a giant canvas Amber has painted of Amber. Freya comes out from behind the canvas and reveals her own flowers she's been nurturing for Amber. Both of them, I want them to be very happy and giggly over this. So, and then we will have this final beautiful scene of them two beginning to date and curled up on the balcony together working on their art. I'm thinking. Okay, so moving left to right, we start with very wholesome, very pink, very fluffy colors, very gentle. And then when Amber starts like hiding away and getting scared and anxious, I want the lighting and moods to just be a bit more on the darker side. And then eventually, once we've got through all of that, back to the happier, brighter colors. Meet Amber. Shy, socially anxious, prone to self-doubt, but once she's comfortable, likes teasing people. She's a digital artist, loves drawing creatures and monsters, but makes exceptions to sketch Freya. Loves and gets excited over soft, comfy things, romance novels, art, and tea. She does want to hide her feelings from Freya because she doesn't want to upset their current relationship, and she is socially anxious or a little nervous. Can be impulsive though, and constantly has to remind herself to calm down or chill out. She has soft, rounded features just to communicate that softer, gentler side of her, and I want her to look very cute, very fluffy, just gentle. Meet Freya, self-confident abilities, but not always confident about her relationships. Traditional artist, prefers paints and watercolors to recreate the life around her. Loves plants, coffee, music, napping in the sun, socializing. She is calmer, but she does like to be social. She has this habit of scrunching her face and frowning when she's like trying to work something out. Can be messy, disorganized, normally has paint, charcoal, or something smeared somewhere on her clothes or person where she's been working. Pages scattered everywhere. She does feel a bit more of an energetic character. Her hair feels like it should be longer and very swishy just to communicate that energy. This is the central location, the apartments. Most of the action will take place on the balconies. However, in general, once we've made one apartment, copy paste with all the base assets and then add personal effects and we're done. Sounds simpler than what it probably will be, but at least we'll cut down on time. In terms of audio for this film, I want no dialogue, just a music track and some sound effects as well. This will mean, however, that animation has to be on point to correctly communicate what the intended emotion or motive for each scene and shot will be. Okay, on to the fun stuff. Feasibility, opportunities, time savers, and bribes. So feasibility, 2 main characters, 1 central location with the apartments, as previously stated, copy-paste with the base assets. Much more simpler. Flat textures for one small step by Taco Studios will reduce the texturing time. We won't have to worry about the height maps and all that jazz, just mostly the base colors. Most of the shots due to cramped quarters of the balconies will be torso up, which will allow for concentration on the expression of these characters. Onto these bribes. So unique final stylization, which will be something different from what you probably already have on your portfolio. Really good for render, generalists, and compositor portfolios. I'm wanting to develop shadeless shaders as well, plus various post-process methods, which will allow us to experiment with stuff we haven't touched all that much onto. Compositing 2D animated effects onto 3D assets. So 2D animators, this way, please. We have a chance to experiment and create assets for your show reels. This is an animal-human hybrid rig, so that means you get to work with an animal's hind legs. There will be a few scenes where we can see their legs, so getting that walk cycle down will be on point. I want Ghibli-like expressions, so you get to exaggerate the hell out of these characters. It will be focused on the facial upper torso animation, however, so to get those finer details, you'll have to be real nitpicky. So concept art, artist opportunities everywhere. Both main characters are artists, which means you guys can go wild. And also, if anyone's ever wanted to learn the flower language, flowers with specific meanings will be vital for the film. Also, I like baking, so free snacks. Okay, I'll only briefly touch on production roles because you can come and check these slides out later. However, co-director, please. As I will only be here for this semester, I will definitely need a co-director to continue on with the film next semester. So anyone who wants to direct but isn't all that confident in their idea, this way, please. I will gladly welcome you guys. Okay, proposed schedule. 26 production schedule with the semester break. There, I don't want anyone burning out, okay? So I want to have pretty much a bit of everything happening in this first semester. So character design, environment design, modeling, texturing, even rendering. So rendering people. I want you guys to have some tests and experiment with how we can get that style. So by the time semester 2 rolls around, we have a methodology we can use already, and the only problems that should pop up are any random technical difficulties that have happened because of updates or just, you know, Maya. Okay, thank you for watching. That was my pitch, Fawns. If you are interested in like co-directing or just in the film or generally any questions, let me know. You can at me in the Discord, Kyla Isles, and my email is here as well, or just contact me through Teams. I will see you guys in class.